don't even say bye no more. I be like, mwah, no bras.
Advice I would give women a million times. Leave quietly. Always leave quietly. If a man ghosts you, don't say anything. Leave quietly. If a man disrespects you, leave quietly. Don't say anything. And the reason for that is men thrive off of negative emotions from you. The opposite of love is not hate, it's indifference. So when you send those long paragraphs telling him like how much he pissed you off and how you hate him and don't talk to me ever again, that is still a viable emotion that he is getting your energy from. It shows that you care to some degree. I'm telling you, nothing feels better than taking your power back and not saying anything. Leave his ass confused and stuck. Just dismiss him. Start dismissing men. I promise you, it will make your life so peaceful. And I mean, you could apply it to any relationships I do. I see your bullshit and I'm not acknowledging it. Certain things just aren't worth your time, so you need to act like it. Just leave quietly. Just leave quietly.
Hey Rich Babes, it's your girl Bella Dyor and I'm back with another video for this channel. Today we're going to talk about something that every woman needs to know how to do, which is leave a relationship quietly and gracefully like the queen you are, Rich Babes, when the relationship is no longer serving you. This is all about knowing your worth, managing and maintaining your dignity and moving on without creating drama or letting your emotions get the best of you. Let's talk about the classy exit strategy. First and foremost, let's acknowledge the situation. You realize that this relationship isn't even worth your time and energy anymore. Maybe you've noticed that he isn't giving you the love and respect you deserve, or perhaps he's been showing signs of inconsistency, neglect, or even disrespect. Whatever the reason, you've reached a point where you know in your heart it's time to go. Rich Babes, recognize when it's time to leave is critical. It means you've come to terms with the fact that this person isn't your forever. And that's okay. Not every relationship is meant to last, and not every man deserves your energy or your love. Now, once you've made this decision, the next steps is planning your exit. And this is where being quiet and strategic comes in. You do not need to make a big announcement or confrontation. Remember, not everyone deserves an explanation. Start by getting your affairs in order. This could mean securing your finances, making living arrangements, and getting your emotional support system ready. Make sure you have everything aligned for a smooth transition. Don't wait until things explode. A rich babe knows how to handle things behind the scenes before she makes her next move. When the time comes to leave, do it quietly. If you're still sharing a space, start by slowly removing your belongings. Pack a little at a time or when he's not around, so it doesn't raise any suspicion. You want to avoid any unnecessary drama or confrontation. But if a conversation must happen, please keep it short and sweet. Don't get drawn into a blame game or emotional manipulation. Simply state your reasons calmly, firmly, and respectfully. Something like, I don't think this relationship aligns with what I want for my life anymore, can be more than enough. And remember, you don't owe anybody any explanation than you're comfortable with. After you made your graceful exit, keep moving forward. Don't look back and don't acknowledge and don't engage with any attempts to pull you back into drama. Block if you have to. Stay off social media and avoid any mutual places for a while. Focus on you, yourself, your goals, and your dreams and your happiness. Use this time to reconnect with yourself. What have you been putting on hold because of this relationship? Now is your chance to rediscover what makes you happy. Okay, Rich Babes, I've talked enough. Let's go ahead on and get started with these videos. Make sure that you like, subscribe, and share. Comment down below your thoughts, and I will see you at the end of this video with the rest of my commentary.
Ever since I left my abusive ex-boyfriend who decided to cook himself, my life has known nothing but peace. Seriously, if you are thinking about leaving somebody, do it. Because 8 years later, I'm literally sitting in a house in my backyard, fruit trees everywhere, with my kid who's running away right now because she's using the sprinklers, and my husband who just ordered me $75 worth of Olive Garden. That is right. Leave that man. Y'all are sitting here finagling with these men who ain't worth a damn. Well, your husband is out there looking for you. I used to have to pay my ex to help wash dishes. That's why when I be talking about leaving these useless men, I used to date useless men, y'all. I know what you are going through. Leave that man. Because your husband, who will buy you a house and walk through hell with gasoline drawers on, is out there waiting for you, but you too busy dealing with somebody you shouldn't be dealing with. Leave him. I know peace. I want you to know that peace too.
Ladies, I beg of you, stop telling that man how much he hurt you. Leave with your dignity. That man does not care about how he has made you feel, because if he had cared, you would not be sitting here with a laundry list of all the ways he's hurt you that you want to communicate with him.
What they
and I want to be very clear in saying he does not care.
I don't have time for that.
I think it's very important for me to burst that bubble of hope that women have it and think if they communicate to a man how he's made them feel, how they feel, and how they would have cared for him, that it will make him have a change of heart.
Okay, Rych Babes, let's get into the video. Make sure that you like,
this
subscribe,
kind of
and share, and I'll
conversation
come back at
with
the
a
end
man
with
when
my
they're at the end of
commentary.
dating, and that literally kind of goes along the lines of, I really loved you, and you did this to me, and I would have done anything for you, and I wanted to have this with you, and in my mind I was thinking we were going to be this, and I was ready to give you everything. Baby, he knows. That's why he dog walked you. Because he knows the only reason that you are leaving now is because you have absolutely no choice. He has rubbed your face in the mud. And he also knows that this speech of yours is a last-ditch attempt to see if he might possibly could change his mind. That man is taking pleasure from you humiliating yourself. Please stop it. If he cared, you would not be in the situation that you are in right now. Stop thinking that men don't know what they're doing. They know exactly what they are doing, and they know exactly what you are willing to put up with. Men deliberately do shady things to test the waters to see what your rebuttal is going to be. And when they've done a few of those and your rebuttal is to do nothing but moan, whinge, complain, they're like, aha, because they know they got you right where they want you. One thing as women we need to understand is men like to have women on standby. So men are never really completely single. They always have women in the background. They don't mind having a woman around a lot of times. They just don't want the commitment. And often they don't want to be tied to one woman only. Men love the freedom to move around. So oftentimes, just as you as a woman who has dated this man have these feelings for him, there are multiple other women who at the same time as you, or just before you, or just after, are going to have the exact same feelings and experience with this man that you are having. You are not special. Well, you are special, but you are not special to this man. And what is going to happen is you are going to pour your heart out. Nothing is going to change. So you will either just completely stop talking as you were going in that direction anyway, or you will continue the back and forth where he's dog walking you. Those are your only two options. That speech is not going to make him become who you want him to be, just to be very clear. So anyway, what's going to happen is when you say this speech and everything and, the thing runs its course and you eventually do stop speaking to him and you go through and hopefully heal and look back, you are not going to be able to pass that man and hold your head up high or with your chest back, because he is going to know that you are rolling back on the floor, forth on the floor, wanting to be with him so badly. Like, yes, we all lose a bit of pride when we're in the process of a breakup with a man that we care for, but hold on to a little bit left of your pride. Please, I beg you. If you are in this position, do not send this message, because when you have recovered from this man, if you ever see him or if your name ever comes up in conversation, you do not want your name to come up as bottom barrel. Maintain your self-love and your self-respect. Type the message in your phone. Do not send it. If I can tell you one thing that I would love for you to just keep hold of, he doesn't care. Just keep telling yourself he doesn't care. And I know it sounds heartless, but it will save you a world of shame and pain, because I love you deep and I need you to hear this. Now, like I always say, there's always an exception to the rule. For best results, assume it's not you. Mwah.
Why leaving in silence will make it harder for him to forget you. If you're in a situation where things aren't going the way you'd hoped and you've already expressed a desire for change to no avail and he is still being inconsiderate, indecisive, and disrespectful, and it is perfectly okay to leave without any explanation. Yes, it seems harsh, but you've already expressed yourself and he's not changing. When you leave without giving an explanation, you've now become a mystery and he's left with all these unanswered questions. Think about it. Now he's wondering what happened, why you disappeared, what went wrong, what did he do wrong? He's filling in all the gaps himself because you have gone completely radio silent. By leaving in silence, you become a puzzle that he can't solve, because before you were predictable, you were convenient. By giving him all the energy that he was not reciprocating, he had an easy read on you. Now that you've up and left, he's completely thrown off. And because he wasn't the one who ended things, it can feel like he's the one who's lost because he didn't choose this. He's not the one who walked away. You did. And on an ego level, for men, that hurts on a whole nother level. So yeah, walking away without saying a word can seem really cold, but sometimes silence really speaks the loudest. And trust me, it'll be harder for him to forget about you anytime soon. Disclaimer, do not leave with the sole reason of trying to make him not forget about you. You want to leave because it's best for you and you want to move on with your life, not thinking about him anymore. But one of the 48 laws of power is always say less than necessary. Silence truly is a superpower because we as humans, we can't take silence. We have to fill it. And if you're gone, he will use energy trying to figure out what went wrong, why you've disappeared. It's true.
Leave quietly. As women, we have to understand our greatest superpower is our silence and our absence. That speaks volume. Unfortunately for us ladies, they do not understand our language. So when we get to talking to them, they don't hear none of that because they don't speak our language. When you get to asking a nigga all of these questions like, why you not calling me back? Why you not texting me? Why you not taking me out on these dates? Why you talking to her? Asking all of the questions we already know the answer to. A nigga don't hear none of that. All he hear is you sitting right in front of him where he wants you. But when you leave quietly and out of nowhere and then stay gone, oh, he hear that. And stand on business. You gotta show him you really mean it. Because if he played with you once, he will play with you again.
The advice I would give to women 1,000,000 times is to leave quietly. If a man ghosts you, don't say anything. Just leave quietly. If he disrespects you, don't retaliate. Just leave quietly. The reason for that is those type of men, they thrive off of your negative energy. It's like it gives them an ego boost that they can trigger a woman of your caliber, that they can get under your skin. It makes them feel so important and relevant. You send them long paragraphs to tell him how much you hate him and don't text me back again and stay out my life. That is a valuable source that he's taking your energy from. And it shows that you care to a certain degree. Once you realize the best revenge you could ever get is someone literally never hearing from you ever again and you removing your presence out their life, I promise you, it's like life gets so much easier. You get your peace back. It's like opportunities begin to come your way to grow and elevate. I'ma leave you where you had me confused at. I'ma leave you where you disrespected me at. I'ma leave you where you ghosted me at. Because when you try to spin that block again, I won't be at that block no more. It ain't no drama. It ain't no hard feelings. I'm not sitting around and dwelling on how you mishandled me, because anybody who mistreated me, you're not that important for me to spend my brain power, my energy focused on something that is so negative. No. I wish you well. And may you find somebody that's more compatible with and who can tolerate. I can't take too much. At that stage in my life where I give up on inconsistent people, on negative and toxic people. I'm not trying to convince you to pick me and choose me and see my worth. And I'm not predicting my future to nobody. If you can't see I'm valuable, I give up way too. So you got to find somebody who gonna ride with you through the trenches, because you can't depend on me. I'm not that girl. I love myself way too much. I'm not putting that type of energy on people who are not compatible with me. I wish you well. Life is too short for me to wait on you to get your life together.
One thing I have learned, and I wish I would have learned early in life, but I learned it now, and I don't mind sharing this with y'all, is silence is the language of the wise. Like, I used to always like explain to people what they did to me. I used to always have a clap back. I used to always like have something to say. Like, I will read you to the field. I'm gonna go in about me. Like, don't lie on my name. Don't say nothing about me, and don't mess with me. Cause like, I'm gonna take it there. But ever since I realized silence is more powerful than talking, I shut up. Like, if you don't think, and another thing, learning that people know exactly what they're doing. If you think that people don't know what they're doing and you got to explain yourself to them, like what hurt you or what they was doing weird or what it was wrong at, then you got a lot of healing to do, because people know exactly what they was doing. And it was that moment that I realized that people do know exactly what they're doing. People do know right from wrong. People do know when they hurting you. People do know when they fucking you over. People do know that you're going to express yourself. You're going to forgive them, and you'll be back. That was when I decided that I'm going to always leave. And instead of like arguing before I leave or the cutoff, I'm going to stop saying anything. I'm going to actually cut them off silently, because it's going to hurt them more. It's going to make them think more. Like, we don't get no closure around here. I'm going to just cut you off. I don't know who need to hear this, but stop talking so much and cut them off in silence. Thank me later.
Is today the day you're going to leave that man alone? I feel like today would be a great day to actually keep your word to yourself that you're going to stop talking to him, that you're going to walk out of his life forever because he keeps treating you like dirt. I mean, today is a great, I mean, it's nice. Today is the perfect day to leave that man alone, to remember who you are, to remember who you were before you met this man. Because remember, there was a time when you didn't know him and you were good. Actually, your life was better before you met him, right? Because before, you weren't all anxious, you weren't all caught up, he wasn't consuming your thoughts, you weren't constantly wondering, are you good enough? Why isn't he picking me? All of that mess. You weren't thinking any of that before you met this man. And now he's dragging you through the mud. Because he doesn't care about you, and you know he doesn't care about you. And that's why you keep telling yourself, I know I deserve better. I'm gonna walk away. I know he's not good for me. Do you? Do you? Because if you keep saying that someday you're gonna leave him alone, someday you're gonna wake up, I feel like today is a good day to do it.
Hey ladies, one of my favorite things to do when dating a man is to not crash out over him. When those red flags start popping up, when things start going south and they never get no better, and you just politely pack your bags and leave, that's what gets them. That's what hurts. I literally just saw a man make a video about this the other day, talking about these type of women need to be put in jail. The ones that will get their stuff and leave and find a new man. That hurts. They know. That cut deep, baby. Because I don't even care about you enough to cuss you out. I'm not even invested enough in this to actually get mad over it. That means I'm all the way gone. That means I'm mentally, I probably been left this relationship. Like, I might have been here for the last couple of months, but I ain't really been here for the last couple of months. I might be physically leaving now, but emotionally, I've been out the door. There's a time for cussing a man out. There's definitely a time and a place. But sometimes the best thing to do is to leave silently. Don't say a word. You won't get a reaction out of me, baby. You know what you did. We both know what you did. I got another man waiting on me right now, baby. I gots to go. I gotta go. Have a good day.
Hey, let's have a conversation. So I was just watching a video on Instagram, and this girl was saying, like, if a man disrespects you, or if you don't want to be with a man, or whatever it is, like, if he fucks up, leave him quietly. So, like, if he ghosts you, like, he not talking to you, you know what I'm saying, go days without talking to you, just leave quietly. Or if he disrespects you or something like that, then leave quietly. Because men feed off your negative energy, right? And she was like, if you leave them quietly, like, you'll leave them, like, in a state of confusion. Like, they'll be like, huh? Like, you get what I'm saying? Type shit. So, watch this. This shit just happened to me. So, I was talking to this dude, right? Mine was playing games or whatever it is. I don't know what his issue was. But we was talking and I ended up putting my homegirl on my snap, right? So he was like, oh, what's your homegirl snap? And in my head, I was like, what the fuck? Like, of course, in my head, I'm like, man, this nigga got me fucked up. Like, I'm finna get mad as hell. Then I was like, and I just end up giving him my homegirl snap, and I didn't talk to him after that, right? Why, some days later, he was like, man, I was just trying to get a reaction out of you. Like, I didn't think you was gonna actually give me your homegirl snap. Like, I just wanted to get you mad. Woo woo. So when I watched that video of that girl and she said that shit, I was like, oh my gosh. Niggas ain't shit. Like, it's true. Niggas ain't shit. Hey!
I think it was my video you saw on your For You page. Hey girl, I gave that advice because I realized that men are not stupid. I hate that we've really taken the phrase, men are stupid, and we ran with it because it's really not true. And I saw a lot of comments under that video that were saying things like, well, I don't care if he cares. He just needs to know that he hurt me. He needs to know what he did. He needs to know why it's wrong. If you are over a certain age, like let's say you're in your mid-20s, even early 30s and up, he knew what he did. You're not the first woman he's talked to. You're not the first woman that he's done that shit with. 9 times out of 10, he knew the reaction he was gonna get from you. And also, I wanna add, probably also planned for you to get upset. A lot of times it is a test. Like I said in the original video, men thrive off of emotion. It doesn't matter whether it's good or bad. So when we say things like, oh, well, I don't care what he thinks. I just want him to know. He knew. When you get into your mind that, dang, like you thought about this and you disrespected me, it should just give you the complete ick and allow you to walk away. It's kind of the same sentiment as when people say like, oh, I'm not gonna block them because I want them to see me doing well. You still care. You still care. And that's okay, but you gotta be real with yourself. When you really internalize that somebody thought about what they were going to do to you, they thought about how it was going to hurt you, they thought about how you would react to it, and they either decided that they didn't care or that they would do it anyways on purpose for the reaction, it will completely turn you off and allow you to just turn your emotions off to them. Another thing I think people misunderstood about my video is that I'm not telling women to not have emotions. I'm an incredibly emotional person. I'm telling you, do not give any of your emotion to them because they do not deserve it. Turn around, do a 180 about face, and direct that emotion to a homegirl, to a therapist. And unfortunately, a lot of times when we give these long, drawn-out messages about what they did and how it hurt us and every little thing that they had us fucked up on in detail, it's only going to be used as a playbook for next time. You're teaching him how to disrespect you. And you're also teaching him that he has unlimited chances. At the end of the day, regardless of what you say and how long the paragraph is and how well you explain to him what he did wrong, all he's gonna take from it is the fact that he responded and he still has access to you. I know, it's hard. Female rage is great, but ooh, that piece hits different, I promise.
I'm gonna say this and then I ain't gonna say nothing else. Be a lady and leave quietly. Y'all remember that? Diary of a Mad Black Woman? Just before he was dragging Helen out the house, and he said that to her, after she was a good wife to him and everything to him, any and everything he ever needed, pretty, clean, kept the house clean, cooking and clinking, as Medea said. And he, just before he dragged her out that house, he told her, be a lady and leave quietly. While his Miss Thing with the short, tight dress on was standing up there watching it. Huh? Let me tell you something. Y'all remember when Judge Toller, if y'all follow Judge Toller like I do, she have this saying, and she always say this: never let a man tell you more than once he doesn't want you. But I'm going to add something to it and go a bit further. Not only should you never let a man tell you more than once that he don't want you, never let a man show you more than once that he don't want you. You don't want me, I don't want you. Huh? See, it ain't about being cold. It really, truly is about loving you enough to say, I don't want to go, but I gotta go. And you ain't leaving for them or because they told you to leave. You leaving for you. See, you got to somehow pack your respect up and roll out. See, you can't sit around and allow yourself to be disrespected. And you don't want to disrespect anybody else because y'all know when you angry, anything liable to fly out your mouth. You liable to do anything. Anybody's liable to get hurt. Fists start swinging, pots and pans start swinging, words start swinging, the children be crying, kicking and screaming and kicking and stomping and glass being broken, all of that carrying on. And for what? For what? What's it going to solve? Because if somebody don't want you, I promise you, you can't make them want you. You can be the best woman in the world. And yes, this goes both ways. But I'm talking to ladies right now, like I always do, because I'm a woman. And I know what it's like to not be wanted. And I know what it's like to be disrespected. And I know what it's like to be called names. And I know what it's like for somebody to put their hands on you. And I know what it's like to be spit on and to be treated like you're nothing. I know what that's like. That's why I have a disregard for women who do have good men and don't know how to treat them. But I'm talking to you queens out there who somebody may not want. They don't want you. And you want to hold on. And you want to hold on for dear life because maybe you can say something different. Maybe you can do something different. Maybe you can act different. Maybe you can just be a little more quieter. Maybe you can just keep the house a little cleaner. Maybe you can work a little harder. You can't. They don't love you. They don't want you. And they've told you that more than once. They've shown you that more than once. So you have a responsibility to yourself, and if you have children, to your children, to be a lady and leave quietly. See, because anything can happen if you don't. Anything can happen if you don't. Somebody could not see tomorrow if you don't. Somebody could get hurt if you don't. The children can be scarred for life if you don't. Your respect, your self-respect and dignity could be lost if you don't. Your pride could be lost if you don't. Your self-love could be lost if you don't. You could not love again and just close your heart out and become hard if you don't. Sweetheart, it's not for him. It's for you. Be a lady, my darling, and leave quietly. You ain't got to do all that. You ain't got to do all that kicking. You ain't got to do all that stomping. You ain't got to do all that name calling. You ain't got to do all that screaming. You ain't got to do all that getting on the phone telling everybody what he done did to you. You ain't got to do all that videoing. You ain't got to do all of nothing. Just pack. Just pack. And if it ain't you that's got to pack, maybe he gonna pack. Somebody, you just got to get out of each other's space. However it may go. However it may look. You think I want you broken up? You think I don't want to see families together? Oh my God. This is why you think I do these videos, because I want to see families together. And if it can't be the family you're in, it can be another family you can build. But we're talking about self-respect. We're talking about dignity. We're talking about the what ifs. We're talking about the danger of your situation right now. That's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about. You're not whole anymore, baby. You're not whole. Don't you want to be whole again? Don't you want to be happy? Don't you want to be able to hold your head up high? Okay. If that's the case, then be a lady and leave quietly. Have an amazing day.
Baby, if it's one thing I'm going to do, I'm going to send that little paragraph. Y'all be on here talking about silence is the key, girl. Leave in silence, delete, block. That's cool, but you're going to get this paragraph one good time. Whatever you choose to do with that information after I release it, that's on you. He's not going to care. He does not care what you're saying. Girl, at this point, it's not even about him. It's about me. I'm going to express what I'm feeling, what I'm thinking. That's going to keep me from crashing out. Okay, so he's going to get this little paragraph. It ain't got to be long, and it ain't got to be me just completely snapping out on him. But he's going to get this little paragraph. And he can choose what he want to do with the information. I don't care. Take it to hell. But I got to get it off my chest. And after that, baby, I'm good.
Hey, ladies. This whole leaving in silence and don't bother sending a paragraph and act like you don't care, blah, 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 blah. That's cool for some situations, but as for me in my house, I'm going to cuss him out. I am. I'm going to cuss him out. The first time I did it, it felt too good, and now I can't stop. So if he deserves it, if he really did something, if you really deserve the smoke, I'm going to give you the smoke. I'm going to bring it to your doorstep. Trying to prove how unbothered you are and how much you don't care and prove how little this affected you by, like, not saying anything about it and just ghosting him. It's for somebody. It's no longer for me. I'm probably not going to make a whole paragraph about it, but I'm going to say something, and it might get disrespectful if that's what you deserve. I'm tired of letting these men get away with whatever they want to get away with in the name of appearing unbothered. I don't care. Yes, I'm bothered. Yes, what you said pissed me off, and yes, you're going to hear my mouth about it today, on the day of the offense. You're going to hear about it. I'm done trying to save face. I'm done trying to look cool. No, you done pissed me off, and now here I am.
Somebody needs to hear this, and maybe it's you. Shut up. Stop making a loud noise when you need to leave a relationship, a job, or whatever it is. Leave quietly. Trust me, the remnants of your presence is going to be left behind. They'll still feel it.
Stop explaining, stop arguing, stop going back and forth, stop giving people grand theses, stop trying to justify yourself. Zip it up. Like, y'all not tired of going back and forth with people about what you deserve and why they should be doing this and why you deserve that? Like, y'all not tired of just motor mouthing away? Like, there's just so much power in not responding. I promise y'all, I don't argue with people no more. I literally just be like, oh, okay, you like it, I love it, adios, and I'm gone. Like, I think we be forgetting that no response is a response. It's actually a very powerful response. And even when I was younger, I used to feel like I needed to prove a point to people and be the last one to say this. I feel like I need to be the last one to say nothing, because I'll just head up out of here real quick. You cannot control nobody in this world but yourself. So focus on yourself. Focus on your actions, because really, that's the only thing you can control. People are going to do what they want to do at the end of the day. So instead of like getting a migraine and working yourself up and throwing a hissy fit and having a mental breakdown, let people do what they're gonna do. You observe what people do and you move accordingly. And I'm not saying don't have a healthy line of communication with people. That's not what I'm saying. But what I am saying is that we be giving people too many times the benefit of the doubt that they don't even deserve. People be knowing what they doing. Like, you can sit around here like, well, what a fool, and they didn't know, they knew, they just didn't care. Once you realize that people don't care, that's when you could take the steps to be like, okay, bet, this is how you moving. Well, I'm a hop, skip, and jump over here because this is how I'm moving now.
You don't need to announce your departure. Explaining to a man what he did to you.
If a guy ever does you dirty, bitch, the best thing that you can do is not say a fucking word. Go ghost, go silent. You're never hearing from me again. Stop with the fucking paragraphs. Stop explaining what they did wrong. Stop explaining how much they hurt you. Stop begging them to change. Just go ghost. That will drive them fucking insane. They're gonna be wondering what happened, what they did, where are you, where did you go? Especially if a man does something like cheats on you or something that like you have cold hard proof of, like there's no going back, like there's no conversation to be had. Bitch, disappear. That fucks up someone's mind so much because they won't know like what they did or why you weren't talking to them or like what happened to you. There's no point in the paragraphs and the arguing back and forth and the, oh, you did this to me and you hurt me and you blah. No, bitch, stop. Disappear.
See, the thing is, nowadays, I'm leaving quietly and gracefully. No long paragraphs, no ultimatums, no long discussions about how I feel and what you should have done and what we could have done better, da-da-da-da-da. I ain't got it in me. Because if you think I'm going to argue with you about some things you think you know or some shit I actually know, out of your mind, off of your rocker, it ain't happening, boo.
I have no desire to change any of the narrative that people have about me, because that's just how you feel about me, manifesting. If you feel a type of way about a person, guess what's gonna happen? Everything you see them do, you're gonna make it out to look like or fit whatever narrative you already have about them in your brain already. So there is no point in me trying to protest. It just is what it is, and that is okay. Because anybody who knows me and truly knows my character wouldn't even let none of that shit slide. Anyways, y'all have a wonderful rest of your day.
Okay, leaving a man who isn't worth your time isn't a loss, it's a gain. It's a chance for a glow up. It's an opportunity to reclaim your energy and power. Remember, it's not about making him feel bad or showing him what he's missing. It's about protecting your peace and leveling up to the woman you are meant to be. And babes, there is nothing more powerful than a woman who knows her worth and isn't afraid to move on when she's not being valued. I understand that we want to cuss these people out. I am definitely all for speaking your mind, but what I'm saying is when you have to repeat yourself, that's too much. Just like the video I did with silence is powerful. Some people were like, oh, you're being manipulative because you need to have more communication. Baby, I have a master's degree in communication, and when you have to repeat yourself to grown ass adults about what they have done to you, at this point it's time to exit stage left. Like, stop playing with me. So, rich babes, I hope that this helps all of my rich babes out there who might be struggling with whether to stay or go. Remember, you're not stuck. You have the power to leave like a lady whenever you decide it's time. Drop a comment below if you ever had to make a graceful exit, even if it's about family or friends. I would love to share your story, and don't forget to like, subscribe, and share. Turn on the notification for more content to help you on your glow up journey. And remember, rich babes, today is the last day to get your 75% off automatic discount at Rich Milan Co. I know you see my store at the bottom. You can't ignore it. With that being said, I hope that you guys have a wonderful day. Make sure that you stay rich, rich babes.